Well, hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess, chief cook, and doggy mama, freezing her ever-loving tuckus in the paddy wagon tonight.
Yeah, so when is it ever 10 degrees in the morning in Texas?
Obviously today.
Yeah, obviously today. Oh
and the
my
dog,
gosh.
I don't know what time it was when Daisy first woke me up to take her outside to, do her little business. But I don't know, maybe it was right after you came to bed, wasn't it? And by that time, the frog was already frozen. And then when I got up this morning to take her out, it was fun.
It was snowing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's too early in the episode for me to drop that.
Yeah, it is. According to YouTube rules. Okay.
Oh, where's the watch your profanity?
Yeah. Yes, Hannah. I gotta find it where it is.
Watch your profanity.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So we have a great show tonight. We can't wait. We're bringing back Barnaby Jones back in, but first you have to play our intro.
Our intro.
Yeah, our intro.
That's this button.
Yeah.
Squatch America, we're on the trail, chasing down the mystery through the rain and hail, with a knock on a tree and a howl in the night. We're Squatch America, gonna get it right.
I don't know how right we get it.
Yeah, not too often.
Okay.
All right, folks. Well, tonight we got our very special guest, and you all know him from the CAPS team in Wisconsin, and he has his own YouTube show, which I'm sure you've watched 1,000 times. So,
We have.
welcome, Barnaby. Oh, are you in? What's
No, you
happening?
didn't. You didn't do the thing.
There we go. Hey, there we go.
Hello, guys. How are you guys doing tonight?
Well, you
Good.
see, when it's too cold and you can't get outside to walk and stuff and expend the energy, it all comes out here.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are lucky. When I left work last night, third shift, it was -10 in Wisconsin.
Don't even
So-
just
Don't-
don't talk.
Don't miss it.
Oh, hey, before we continue,
Yeah.
hello, Isaiah.
Yeah, okay.
Good to see you again this week, my friend.
And we got Janice and Lee. Hi, Lee. Renee.
Cowie Crash from Canukia, and Mark. G'day, Mark.
G'day from down under. I know Mark's from down in Australia.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Just don't.
Just don't.
Some of us, no lie, some of us are linguistically gifted.
Mhm.
Others are not.
Yeah, I'm not.
All right, there we are.
So,
Okay.
all right.
Look, we have a script that we probably won't even use.
Yeah, we probably won't use it. All right. So, Barnaby, let's get a little introduction to some of our people who probably don't know you. So, what got you into Bigfoot, and what you been doing?
Oh,
Let's start
Just-
talking.
just
that's
start
a
talking.
long story.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Most recently, what got me into Bigfoot, I've always been interested in it, but I had an encounter down in southern Wisconsin with a creature. We pulled into this parking lot of a haunted and weird woods, right? And we got there a little late after dark, and I didn't want to go walking in the woods not knowing my way around and stuff. So me and my friend pulled into this parking lot, and we were just sitting there listening and stuff, and we heard this thing coming through the woods, very large, and I shined my spotlight along the tree line, and something ducked back into the woods that had been holding a branch down, so it popped back up and like covered where it was standing. And I had no idea what the heck this thing was because there's no other people there, no deer or nothing. And we came back 2 weeks later and we found footprints in there. We got what I believe is 2 of these on thermal imager, and we heard a massive growl come out of the woods at us, just guttural. And ever since then, we were hooked, and that's how we started the CAPS team. So we are Cryptids, Anomalies, and the Paranormal Society. We're based out of Wisconsin. There's about 10 people on the team actively. And we go all over the Wisconsin and even the U.S. for conventions and stuff to speak and just investigate. We've done all kinds of weird stuff. I've been out to Skinwalker Ranch. I've been to Gettysburg. Wow. We've been to Kentucky and Tennessee doing Bigfoot, and just had an amazing last 5 years. And it's been a roller coaster. So.
Oh, that's awesome, because you don't only do Bigfoot, you do the paranormal and all cryptids.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
people have asked us if we'll ever go that far.
I might be leaning towards, I had a weird thought.
Portals. You're leaning towards portals.
No, I'm not leaning towards portals. But what I am leaning towards is I've been on a few ghost hunts, in my day.
We've got a really good ghost story, by the way.
Yeah,
for some time.
But way back in the day when I was a younger feller, I worked in the TV production sphere. I worked for Grizzly Adams Productions, and then I also worked for a Japanese TV network that when they shot stuff in the US, I was part of the team that was on there. They would send the director and the cameraman over from Japan and a translator, and I would be able to do all the production assistant stuff for them. And so it was the Japanese version of Unsolved Mysteries. If you remember that TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a episode in this little town that I grew up in, actually, is Baker City, Oregon. And they have a haunted hotel there called the Geyser Grand Hotel. And we shot video there for about a week on the shoot for that one. And we actually caught some weird crap on camera. It was pretty interesting.
Almost made a believer out of it.
Almost made a believer out of me. Yeah. It was one of the things we were doing. We had we were interviewing people who had sightings and stuff, or, ghost stories from encounters. And then we would have actors come in, we'd sit them down, we'd reenact what the person said they saw, and then film that. So as we're reenacting one of the things, it was one of the cooks in the restaurant said he saw some plates lift off the counter, move out to the middle of the room, and fall on the floor and break. And so we recreated that. We took some plates, we had, put a green screen glove on and held it up and walked it across the room and dropped it on the ground, and the plates broke on the ground. And the cameraman was getting some B-roll of the glass on the ground, just sitting there filming the glass sitting there on the floor. And it looked like somebody stepped their foot in the middle of it and kicked the glass across the room. That was the weirdest thing I ever saw in my life. And I don't know what it was. At the time, I was like, oh, it's got to be an earthquake. That was it.
Yeah. Because Eastern Oregon gets so many earthquakes.
Yeah.
Last I checked, it was not a volcanic region.
Yeah.
So let's talk about important stuff, though.
Important stuff.
Yes, Vaseline. What did Vaseline have to do with all that? Lee Warner says Vaseline was important to that show, I've heard.
I am not sure what that has to do with that.
Way to go, Lee.
I am totally confused at this point. Okay. All right.
Okay. Moving right along.
So moving right along. So I have to tell you, we have put on our own Bigfoot Festival.
3 times.
3 times. We've done the Blue Mountain Bigfoot Festival in the Blue Mountains of Eastern Oregon. If you're familiar with the Freeman film, that's where we're from. So, by the way, it gets cold there too, in Eastern Oregon.
Yep.
Yeah, we've had 16 below for like 7 days in a row once. That was kind of fun.
Anyway, get to the point.
So what was your insanity to try to do a conference, buddy?
Well, we ended up helping out run a convention in Upper Michigan
Okay.
for the past 3 years. And that convention outgrew the local area. We had more people than any venue and stuff could hold there.
Okay.
And so we had started looking for a different venue in a different location, but the people that ran that convention didn't want to move it out. And we've been talking about starting the CAPS, Cryptids, Anomalies, and Paranormal Convention for a while now, the last couple of years, but with doing everything with the other one, we just didn't have time. And this past year, the MI Paracon in Sault Ste. Marie was one of the biggest conventions around by us. And last year was their last year. So it left this huge gap for a massive convention in our area. And we thought, well, this seems like the perfect time to try and bring this together. And we, unfortunately, the weeks or the month that we wanted to run it, because of some limitations on our end and some of our sponsors and stuff, we had to run it at the beginning of May. And every single hotel are anywhere near Green Bay, Wisconsin, any convention center is booked because of the NFL draft. And they have literally come in it's the end of April, but for a month out on either side of that, they have all the setup and all the press and all that stuff to take down and set up. So everything is booked a month either side of this event. It is massive. So and then we were going to do it the first weekend of May, but that is Ohio Bigfoot Conference, so we pushed it back, and that's where we ended up with this. But this is our first year. We're trying to see how big it got, and we were thinking with a brand new name, brand new convention, we were going to start out small, and it seems like it's not the case. It's going to be a pretty large event. Yeah, so it's kicks off May 9th in for a Bigfoot meet and greet dinner, and then a hike and expedition, and then Saturday, May 10th is the actual convention with over 30 vendors and our speakers. And we have the premiere of our brand new documentary coming out that night at the convention for everyone that gets tickets. And also a psychic gallery reading that evening as well. And then on May 11th, we have 2 time slots for paranormal investigating. So everything from Bigfoot, paranormal, psychics, aliens, you name it. We got it all at our convention.
Oh, that's awesome.
All I can say is may the force be with you.
Yeah.
And all of us. We actually, after doing it 3 years, one, for whatever reason, probably because that's where we're from, and of course our energy will always be somewhat tied there. Whenever we return to the Pacific Northwest, it's like having to break gravity again to get out.
Yeah.
so this time we finally made it. We left, we left the Pacific Northwest, actually, I want to say the end of last August, and haven't been back. And we decided that this year we were not going to reprise our festival. Mm-hmm. And I don't know when we're going to do it or if we're going to do it again, but we decided, and we actually, you feel blessed and honored because we have told people, no, we're not coming to your festival this year. We're taking a year off of the insanity.
Yep.
And we're going to do real Bigfoot stuff and go out and make videos and, do things that Squatch America is supposed to do across America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
because last year I was guest speaker at 14 festivals.
We didn't go Bigfooting once.
Yeah.
No, once we did. After our festival, we did go back to the Freeman site with some of our guests, which was awesome.
Yeah, we took Robert Leiterman
and Tom and Peggy Seawood.
And Tom and Peggy Seawood with us. We went up and checked out the Freeman site.
Then a couple other people met us up there. So there wound up to be 10 of us up there, which was kind of cool. But as far as anything else, we didn't get any Bigfooting in last year. And here we are going conference to conference, blah, 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 blah. And well, what have you done recently?
Conferences. Yeah, we've done conferences. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we decided to just say take a year off that, but we will go to Barnaby's because he talked to us a long time ago.
Yeah. So here's so Friday night you got a VIP dinner and a Bigfoot.
Do I get a cheese hat?
I'm sure you can find one for sale somewhere around here.
Yeah,
I'm
sure you
thinking
can.
that would, do they have like a baseball cap version? If I could get a cheesy baseball cap,
We do. Yeah, we have a brat hat too.
Okay.
a brat hat. You can
Yeah.
have the brat hat, and I could have the cheese hat. That would be a brilliant addition to my collection.
Yeah.
I think.
So so you got us coming, and you got Stacy Brown.
Jr.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool because I have never met him. He's one of the few Bigfooters out there I haven't met, so I'm going to get to meet him. That'll be a lot of fun. And then these guys, I don't know about them, but
That would be myself and Keg from the Haunted Gentlemen's Club, and then Rick and Barbara have a actual haunted house that they live in Upper Michigan, and the four of us were featured on the new series My Haunted Hometown, and we're going to be presenting some paranormal activity and stuff that was from those two locations.
oh, that's awesome.
You talk about your experience filming and that. Well, when we were My Haunted Hometown is less of an investigation show and more of like a documentary, like tell the story kind of thing. And while they were filming interviews at the club, the front door opened on its own, and they stopped filming because they thought somebody had walked in and walked through the camera, and we're like, no, that's just the activity here. So they were dumbfounded that there was actual activity while they were trying to film this show and stuff there. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah. Oh no, I just figured out that Vaseline comment. I just figured it out.
I'm trying to post a comment.
I think we had talked about. I think I've talked about it before, and somebody had seen it. Back in the day, to make things look spooky on the camera, you'd take Vaseline and rub it on the lens, and then when you film through it and make it look kind of,
like wavy and stuff. Yeah,
that was before we edited with computers. That was we were doing it on VHS tapes back then the day.
We got Chad Lewis, local folklorist and legend tripper. He's really cool. He's traveled all over the state. He's gone all over the world looking for different creatures and legends and stuff as well.
All right. And then you got
Miranda Young from Ghost Biker Exploration. She takes her bike and goes all over, mostly Kentucky, Tennessee, in that area, but all over as well, investigating spooky locations.
Oh, that's cool. And then
Angela Zabel. She is our psychic gallery reading for that evening. And anybody that buys the Saturday ticket can also come to the gallery. It will be after the convention proper that evening in the same room. So it'll be a great time. She's
cool.
amazing.
That's awesome.
And we have our the Hayden Adventure traveling exhibit. It is all about 80 acres of private property in Upper Michigan. That's had a lot of activity ever since a trail camera that was featured on Finding Bigfoot back in 2012.
Oh, that's awesome. And then you have a book, right?
I do, yes. Yep, co-authored with the property owners up there. So it's the whole... They used to do tours on the property before Craig passed away, and after he passed away, we took the museum or exhibits that he had on the property and we turned it into the traveling exhibit so more people could get to see it.
Cool. Yeah, in fact... I want to let you know in our booth, I have almost the entire set of all the Freeman casts and things like that.
And the field notes that go with them.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And the London Trackway stuff.
Okay.
Mine too. I don't know if a lot of people don't realize this, but actually we have London Trackway tracks from 4 years ago.
2 years.
2 years ago.
2 years.
So.
Or last year, or I don't remember.
And they match the ones that Cliff did back in the day. So
anyway,
all right,
that'll be part of his presentation.
And then you're going to have that world premiere of the documentary
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been working on a documentary feature length of Wisconsin's Bigfoot, the Hairy Man of Dairyland. And we are premiering that the evening of the convention as well, in between the convention and Angela. So you'll get the first chance to see that. So that'll be
Awesome.
everybody that gets a Saturday ticket as well. So,
Cool.
and then of course, anybody that cannot come out in person, we are also doing virtual tickets for just $5. You can live stream all of the speakers from the day. You can see all the presentations and stuff at your leisure, either live or you can watch them after the fact so you don't miss anything. And then for 1 month after the convention, you will also get a link that will be valid for the documentary. So you can watch that as well.
Ooh, that's cool.
That's a like sweet deal.
That is.
That is like inflation busting.
So
There you go.
all our watchers here who can't get to Wisconsin, there you go.
You have no excuses.
You have no excuses.
All right. Well, I think we've been 20 minutes in, and is it time to take a station identification sponsor break?
Yeah.
We are sponsored by someone very, very special today. So
We are.
we want to thank our sponsor for supporting this part of Squatch America. And go.
Introducing Squatch Off, the all-natural bug spray made for Bigfoot hunters and outdoor adventurers, formulated to disrupt insect hormones, making you invisible to pests. No harsh chemicals, just nature working for you. Repel the bugs, not the Bigfoot. Stay bite-free, naturally. Join our Indiegogo campaign today.
Yes, this portion of Squatch America Live is sponsored by Wild Squatch Wellness. So,
Which is us.
Which is us.
So,
But yes, in case you did not get a bevy of emails over the last couple of days, or if you have gotten the bevy of emails and you're just one of those people that doesn't open your email, whatever. We have launched our proprietary, one of a kind, seriously, one of a kind, not exaggerating. This is not a white label, like, we bought it. It's not like crap coffee that you get drop shipped. This is our very own partnership with an herbalist, and it is like the best bug repellent on the planet.
Mhm.
And so pop over to Indiegogo and look up Wild Squatch Wellness, and you will find it on there. But we are having our launch campaign, and we will have this product available. If you don't get in on the campaign, you don't get the fun freebies that go along with it.
Mhm.
If you wait to go to Wisconsin and buy it in person, it's minus the freebies.
Yeah.
But we will be in person, in real life, debuting Wild Squatch Wellness with this product and a few others too,
Yeah.
hopefully.
So you can go to our Indiegogo campaign here. You've got a lot of choices with the packaging and stuff. Hannah's been working her little took us off getting this all out.
Nice use of Yiddish there, babe.
Yeah. All right. So there's that.
We're up to 5% of our funding goal, so please
Yeah.
let's keep that massive what's the word? When
Keep the train rolling. We'll put it that way. I don't know. Words don't become her.
No, I just thought it's called menopause, and not motivation, but when you start
Momentum.
Yes, let's keep that massive momentum going.
All right.
Let's see if we can get that to 10% of our funding stream by the end of the week.
Okay, there we go. Awesome.
All right.
So, hey, we're back. All right.
And you guys need good bug spray in Wisconsin, I hear.
Yeah, we do. Our state bird is the mosquito.
Yes.
You and like everyone else up in that. Right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this stuff is premium.
Mhm.
This is like what was that show? This is like the Breaking Bad of bug spray.
It is.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like down to precise number of drops of this in it.
Yeah. So
Nothing controlled in there, nothing illegal. Just
no, it's all natural. And the cool thing about it too, she didn't mention, is it also will it stops the poisons.
Well, it'll provide at least a minimal barrier against accidental brushes with poison ivy and stuff like that. So because the oil blend is so effective, and it withstands his acidic sweat.
Yeah, you can't sweat it off. So
Yeah.
All right, so I had a quick question. I know it's kind of weird. There's a weird kind of a joke. Was that Michigan or Wisconsin? Where's the hodag at?
From here, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's Rhinelander, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. So have you had any run-ins with the hodags?
Every convention we go to, yes.
Really?
The Hodag boys set off the fire alarm at CryptidCon last year, so yeah.
Oh, great.
Maybe not the beast himself, but the Hodag boys we have run into quite a bit. They're pretty awesome. They go to all the conventions. Actually, the weekend after our convention is Hodag Heritage Festival, May 17th in Rhinelander, and they do a whole big event up there in Pioneer Park about the history of the Hodag and reenactments and all kinds of stuff. They have the museum dedicated to the Hodag there, and the logging museum as well. So it's a really cool event. We've gone the last couple of years, so ever since they started it.
Yeah.
So before we continue, we promise this is part of their perks.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to thank our very first Squatch Off backers, our very own Lee Warner from Wisconsin has ordered I think the family pack of 4. So and because they had to, and because they love us, our kids Dusty and Katie. So
yeah. So and I wanted to do a shout out for Lee again.
Oh yes.
Not the weekend after this event, but
I thought you said it was the weekend.
No, it's the 30th to the 1st, I think.
Okay, so last weekend of May.
The last weekend of May. We're going to stick around up there for a bit. And we are actually going to, with Lee, we're going to take a group of veterans out. Yeah, as many of you may know, we're part of a group called the Fallen Outdoors.
He's lost the button again.
I lost the button again. Where's the picture? Oh, there it is. We're part of this group called the Fallen Outdoors. And what they are is a veterans group that take veterans out hunting and fishing and camping. And we are the Bigfoot version of the
Bigfoot
division of the Fallen Outdoors. And we posted it on the Wisconsin Fallen Outdoors website about a week ago, and it filled up immediately. So we're going to have
Wisconsin.
We're going to have a very large group of vets out with us to take them out squatching for a weekend.
And for clarity's sake, I will not be providing meals for everyone throughout the weekend. However, I will commit to like maybe on like this Saturday night or something, I'll debut my brand new campfire chili recipe.
There we go.
And we'll have a chili feed for everyone. So, Barnaby, y'all are welcome to join us.
Just let me know when and where.
Okay.
I will. Definitely.
And
Lee is absolutely right. She says she supports her friends, and she was the very first person to buy tickets to the convention. She usually is the last couple years.
I am not
surprised. And I do want to say, all of y'all Wisconsin people, I hope you're not like Texans. I put beef and beans in my chili.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that.
And cheese.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's actually get back to the show.
Mike Prime says, suppress Squatch PTSD memories.
He also said earlier that he has a stinging nettle thing stuck under his fingernail.
Oh, ow.
I can't even. All right. So let's get on with it, boys.
Okay.
I have not had enough outside walking with the dog time. I can tell. All right. So
Going down the list here.
Yeah.
The one thing I love about the Caps Con thing and the Caps in general is that you do mix everybody together, which is very rare. It's kind of hard, I've been to a lot of Bigfoot festivals. I've been to UFO festivals. I've been to the paranormal festivals, and it seems like those people don't mix.
Well, well, when we went to the UFO summit last year, we did the best day of Bigfoot sales that we'd ever done.
Yeah.
So those UFO people like everyone.
Yeah.
It's like if it's weird, they're down with it.
Yeah.
We do the opposite. So if we go to a paranormal event, we sell a lot of cryptid stuff. And if we go to a cryptid event, we sell all of our paranormal equipment and all that stuff because we're literally the only vendor there that has that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we get all those stories and all that stuff because nobody else is there. We do the metaphysical conventions too. And we sell really well there and get a lot of people because we're the only vendor that has cryptid or paranormal stuff at these events. So
I'm thinking if I go to a metaphysical convention and have a whole line of Bigfoot things, woo-woo wellness stuff, that would probably go over really well. Because it's not just woo-woo stuff, it's Bigfoot woo-woo stuff. I mean, come on, can you say Bigfoot oracle cards?
I'm pretty sure they have those. Yep.
Probably. But not mine.
I just saw a real Ghostbusters tarot deck at this last one, and I thought that was pretty neat.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
All right.
Where are you?
I don't know. I'm looking. My brain's not working tonight. My brain froze.
You did that one already.
Yeah.
So what are some of the more unique topics that we're going to run into at this year's at your very first CAPS convention? Tell us something that's just like probably you're not going to find somewhere else. I've seen gallery readings at these things. So what I've seen documentary screenings, so what's something at your event that just is going to blow people's minds?
Oh man, now you're putting pressure on. Now you want something fancy. This is our first year, so we're coming in kind of tentatively. We have some big plans and stuff going forward. We want to do more workshops and stuff as well, and other stuff's down the road. But we were trying to make sure that we had the draw, in the area and stuff, and everything. And like I said, we have seating for around 300 people, and a Facebook interested event thing is well over 1,000 right now. Cool. So if all those people show up, they're not going to get in. So we have advance tickets that are reduced. We highly suggest people purchase them in advance because if they sell out, you're not going to get a ticket at the door. So but I mean, we have the traveling exhibit, like I said, the museum thing that's different. Not a lot of events have that. And I like you said, it's just a lot of stuff brought together, put under one umbrella, because if you don't like something, we have guest speakers all day and we're rotating them. So you get like a Bigfoot, you get a weird, you get a paranormal, and you kind of roll through that. Cool. So it's not just going to be all the Bigfoots in the morning or in the afternoon or something.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
That's actually a really good way to keep your entire audience there the whole time.
Yeah. You got room for my truck? I can park it in there somewhere.
Not inside, no. We already have vendors in the actual speaking room because it's the big room there. So we have that all set up, and we have vendors out in the hallway and then outside in the indoor courtroom. Cool. So it's an outside in the middle of the hotel is this like little courtyard area, and we have all of that full. So it's going to be a pretty big event. We have over 30 vendors there.
All right. So are you going to have like all the special guests in the main hall too?
The speakers are in with the speaker room.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. I
love that because a lot of times, like when we go to Squatch Fest, the speakers are in a different room. And now granted, they have 2,000 people there. So it's like the biggest Bigfoot festival in the nation. And when we go there, you never get to hear everybody else, You get to go in there and do your talk, and you come back out, and then the other guy's gone. And yeah, it's just I like it when you're in the room with them and you get to hear everybody.
Absolutely.
So,
We found that a lot of the conventions and stuff we go to as well, that when a certain speaker is speaking, if it's the one that everyone came to see, it's dead in the vendor area. So at least the vendors can hear the speakers as well. So you get to, if you're not selling or, vending or doing your trade or whatever have you, you're actually getting to listen to the presentations. Or, if somebody doesn't want the presentation, they can go to the other side of the room and shop the vendors as well and not disturb anybody. So.
oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
All right. So
Is there a beer garden that's going to open up at like 4 in the afternoon and take all the traffic?
It's Wisconsin. You can't walk 10 feet without finding a beer garden. So
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
unfortunately, and that's true. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we can
So,
we
yeah.
can imagine that we'll stop doing business about 4 p.m. because everyone's at the beer garden.
Yep. Yeah, there's a
So-
restaurant there too. So yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, you're doing something a little bit different. On the 9th here, you got the VIP dinner
Mhm.
and then a Bigfoot expedition. What's happening there?
So the people that are going out for the dinner get to meet all of our guests and stuff. You guys and Miranda Young will be there. Stacy Brown Jr., myself, and a couple of our team are going to be there. And we're all going to have dinner, meet and greet, get to know each other. And then after that, we are going out into an area very close to there to actually go hiking and look for these creatures that evening. So we've had a lot of activity out there, some actual visual sightings in the area by people, road crossings, audio, footprints, stick structures. All of that has happened in the last couple of years there. It's one of the properties that's featured in our documentary with one of our witnesses as well, several of our witnesses as well. And it's been featured on certain other programs and stuff that have talked about Wisconsin in this area. So it's a pretty active area.
That's awesome. And then Sunday, which is after the convention.
Yep.
You're doing a paranormal investigation.
Yep. 2 of them.
2 of them.
Yep. 2 time slots because it's a very small building. So we're only doing 10 people on each investigation. So you'll get a chance to work with some of our guests. Angela Zabo will be there. You guys said that you wanted to come out for this one. So you guys will be there. Myself and Keg will be there. And this is the location that was filmed for My Haunted Hometown. So it is an open, not when we're there, unfortunately, sorry, but it is a gentleman's club. So that's the building, but it's originally built in 1877, and it had been the town's first general store, blacksmith shop, dance hall, tavern, post office, all in this one building. It was like everything
Wow.
for the city at the time, and it had living quarters built onto it that actually burned down and killed 3 children in
Oh.
87. So there's another one of the former owners also was terminally ill, and she shot and took her own life in that building. So there are 4 recorded deaths in the building throughout history. It is one of the most active locations that we've investigated, and there's every tour, every investigation that we've had there for the public, and that has always had activity on it. So I don't want to, go overboard and, give people a guarantee or anything, because you never
Right.
know. But it is definitely, we have had activity on every investigation, even when the place is open as a club. The customers and stuff have seen things, shadow entities moving around. They've heard noises, their names being called while it's open over the music, and items moving. We've got a lot of stuff on security cameras, microphones moving across the table, stacks of dollar bills flying. You name it. Like, we've gotten EVPs in the building. It is a very active location. So
Renee, buy your plane ticket now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Yeah, I've got my EMF detector. I got my thermal camera. I'm bringing my recorders, and I bought a whole bunch of those little round balls that when
the
you
ghost
bump them-
balls,
Yeah,
they work there.
that when
Yep.
you bump them, they come on. Yep.
Yep.
I wasn't kidding, Renee. Come on, let's get you and your Reiki on there.
Yeah, we're pretty excited as well. We've worked with Angela Zabel on several occasions. She has come on board to the CAPS team as well to kind of do a new series that we're putting together. But this is actually going to be the first time that she's going to be at the club there. So we're excited to see what she can pick up because she's really good as well. So
cool. That's her. All right.
All right.
Cool. I'm sitting here scrolling your website. That's all we're doing today.
Okay.
So you can get tickets still?
Oh, yes. Yep. Yeah, there are still several tickets available. It's definitely not sold out yet. It's just a matter of we just don't want 1,000 people showing up the day of the show. So if you get your tickets in advance, you get $10 off, and it just gives us an idea of what to expect the day of, and that's really
that's always good. Yeah, like our events, we did, the Blue Mountain Bigfoot Festival was an outdoor event, so
it was open to the public,
so
and you had to buy premium tickets to get into like the Friday night dinner and stuff. But other than that, it was open to the public, which is probably why we're not doing it again.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Those kind of events don't pay for themselves ever.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right, Janice would like to know where you can buy ghost balls.
Amazon.
You can get them at the convention. We sell them at the CAPS booth.
Janice, buy your plane.
You and Renee fly out together.
I know that Alexander Petikoff from Small Town Monsters. We were at the Small Town Monsters convention 2 years ago, and he bought ghost balls from us to take up to Alaska. And he was hanging them in trees and stuff to see if anything would come through and brush them and make them light them up in the woods, kind of like an early warning detection system. So I do know that they have been used on bigfooting expeditions. So
yeah, well, I use them that's why I have them too. We use them. Yeah. We string strings through the trees, and then if you bump the string, it'll shake the ball.
I think I would like to use them as clackers from the 1970s.
Yeah.
Actually, I have some right here, literally sitting on my desk. I just realized that.
Lee said that the first time. I think clackers would be fun, and you could get ghosts trying to whack each other's eyeballs out or something.
Yeah.
Got a ghost from the 70s? You'll like these. Remember these? Okay. All right. So Lee says the first time she met Angela, her sister and her dad came through, and it was them, and she knew it was them because they shared private, embarrassing information. That is exactly what your sister and your dad are going to do to you.
Yeah.
That's their job in life or after.
I was there, and I was privy to that private, embarrassing information, but I will not share it.
Oh, good.
I'm a little scared now because I did go to a gallery at the UFO summit we went to last year. I did duck in for the gallery reading, and I didn't know what I'd never been. My earring fell out. I personally wasn't impressed with the pair that was doing it. I felt like they were reading each other but I also think the room was pretty, as weird as the Pacific Northwest is, I just felt that particular crowd was not having it. They just weren't going to have it that night.
Well, it's kind of interesting. Well, they were doing that paranormal reading stuff at a UFO conference. So there's that too.
Well, anyway, so
it all blends together,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very interested.
No, to be honest with you, I'll be talking about this in my talk at your thing, but we have a secret hotspot in the Pacific Northwest that we go to. And we've actually have a family of Bigfoot we've been following for 4 years. We found the juveniles when their footprints were 6 inches long, and now they're 10. So we've been documenting every year in the same place. But the weirdest thing is every year we go up there, and this is nearby kind of a weird place called Crater Lake, Oregon, which Crater Lake is kind of a spooky, it's an old volcano kind of place. We have seen UFOs every year we've been there. Every time without fail. You know, so
Well, Lee said that my earring falling out was someone letting me know that they are there.
okay.
Again, I don't know about that. 'Cause my earrings always fall out, but
and we're in a camper in frozen Texas, so
and
yeah.
and anyway, and I got fat earlobes. They don't hold it anyway. But I will say this, and everyone can witness this. There are two people in my family tree that I don't know how to phrase this. I would know in a half a heartbeat whether that person was for real or not, based on what they said. And I have never let anyone know what that proof would be. And I'm keeping it here. So I'm putting my cards on the table. I have a fleece.
Yeah.
And if said person, if Angela nails the fleece, then there we go.
Yeah.
How about that?
She's made a believer out of a lot of people that I've personally witnessed, including myself.
I'm sure.
She's known things that we spoke with Craig, the guy from the Hidden Adventure that passed away. And I asked Angela if she could bring him through at the last convention and, you know, kind of see what he thought of the convention and stuff, because he had helped found the one that we were helping run. And she said that, you know, he goes out with me Bigfooting and all this stuff. And I thought that was really nice. And then she says that he was messing with me. And she says, do you have a light that doesn't work right? And I'm like, well, I mean, I do paranormal stuff all the time. I have a lot of flashes and lights, and half the time my light in here, whenever I do paranormal on my shows, flickers and flashes. And I'm like, you know, whatever. And she said, no, I'm seeing like a big flashlight, like a baton. And I have a Nebo red line, big, super bright flashlight. And a couple weeks prior to the convention started malfunctioning, where it would say that it was on and it wasn't. And only 2 other people knew about this. Chris on my team, because he was out in the woods at the time with me when it happened. And then his mom had come out on a hike with us up in Rhinelander. So that's when it first started malfunctioning. And then it completely went bonkers when we were up on the Hidden Adventure property in Upper Michigan, and it hadn't worked since. And Chris was with me that day as well. So Chris is the only other person that knew about this. And he was sitting next to me when Angela was saying this. And he looked at me like, how does she know that? Because this isn't something like we talked about. Like, it's a flashlight. Who cares? You know, whatever. It's like malfunctioning. And Angela's like, yeah, that's Craig telling you that he's there. And we're like, all right, legit, because nobody else knows about that damn flashlight not working. And so that was cool.
And that is cool.
Should
Yeah, so I've run into some people that have set me back and went, oh, okay. I mean, they might be the real deal. And I've run into some people who aren't. I have another weird background thing to me that you may not even know, but before I was into the Bigfoot stuff, I actually was a professional stage magician.
Oh, cool. I've done that as well.
So
there's a theme in our community.
Were you also a professional wrestler by chance?
No, I was not.
No, there's a lot of those as well. So
no, but I was actually a professional stage magician. I know big illusions. I mean, I traveled all over. I had a kind of a weird crowd that followed me because I was a steampunk stage magician, if you know what that is.
Oh, yes, of course he does.
Yeah. So yeah, I performed at like all the Comic-Cons across the nation and stuff like that. So and we did a lot of the magic, psychic. I had a couple
telepathetic.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of, we called ourselves the telepathetics. And
We stole it from another act.
Yeah,
Totally unabashedly.
yeah.
But
But we so I know the tricks to some of the psychic stuff. So a lot of people don't know this, but Harry Houdini, his biggest thing in the whole world was after his mother died. He wanted to get in touch with his mother, and psychic readings or ghost seances were
Dime a dozen
was
back.
a dime a dozen back in the late 1800s, and he started debunking a lot of people, as a magician.
Mhm.
So
I like this idea.
we literally have the Harry Houdini Museum right here in Appleton. So
I'll have to go check that
Yeah,
out.
we
it's
will
the
have to do
castle
that.
downtown. Yeah,
Barnaby Lee has a great idea.
saw that.
What, this one?
Yes. Scott and Barnaby doing a magic office.
You're on, buddy. You're on.
Oh, we just went broke.
I got card and coin tricks, man. I ain't got no big stage stuff. So
I don't have my sage stuff
no.
either, but rope magic's one of my favorites. I'm really good with rope magic.
No,
so.
he actually built his own illusions. We had $20,000 illusions that he built.
Yep.
And we were all the girls in boxes and all that.
Yeah.
My favorite stuff was animal magic, and we had a duck named Francis.
Yeah.
why does everyone name their ducks Francis?
I don't know.
This is a common thing. I have a lot of
She had
ducks named Francis.
Oh, that's really funny because she came with a sister named Sophia. It was Francis and Sophia drowned herself.
It was weird.
I think
duck
Francis was a bully and Sophia drowned.
Yeah.
But Francis literally would steal the show. She was a little diva. We also had a bevy of doves. And I should tell the story another time, but those doves are a lot smarter than you think they are.
Mhm.
And they got little attitudes on them. and there were times where I swear those doves would cuss us out. They took care. Anyway, I don't miss our magic days at all. No more bunnies.
Yeah.
No more bunnies. I don't know.
We did it all. And we had doves, rabbits, ducks.
I think we used Cheyenne in one trip.
Yeah, I had a dog. And we used.
We didn't have a wolf. Before we did steampunk magic, we did church magic, like biblical magic, and we turned Nebuchadnezzar. There's this.
That's a thing, actually.
Yeah,
People love.
there's that Old Testament story where God turns Nebuchadnezzar into a wild beast because he's been so horrible. We didn't have a wild beast, but we had our dog. So we turned Nebuchadnezzar into the dog.
Yeah.
And we burned people alive like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace.
Yeah, I literally put somebody in a cage and torched them with a flamethrower on
made
stage.
Jesus walk on water.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I can't compete with that. I have a bed of nails, but that's about it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, that went absolutely nowhere for us anyway.
Yeah.
So we poured our hearts into that. I wanted to. Do we want to tell our ghost story?
We could go ahead. Oh yeah. Yeah, we do have a weird ghost story.
So in 2016, we bought a 1916 Craftsman 3-story bungalow in downtown Baker City. Whether Baker is haunted or not, it's haunting, and I still. But anyway,
Yeah.
Anyway, this was a historical home. It had lots of history, and just for fun, Scott took his EMF detector and started playing.
I had
he had a phone app.
Yeah, it was like a ghost box thing where it's supposed to, so you can
Junk.
hear the EVPs. Yeah. What?
Junk. Yeah.
They're junk. Yeah.
Anything that's on your phone is junk unless it's just an audio recorder. All those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, tell the story.
Okay. So it kept saying words, kept like popping out. It says, go downstairs, go downstairs, go downstairs. So down in the basement's where I had my Bigfoot den, my man cave. And so I kept going downstairs, and it would put me into like this closet in the back room. And then
Kept saying, go up.
And I'm
So we
like,
go back
so I go back
upstairs,
upstairs and back downstairs.
and back upstairs.
And then I realized it was telling me to look up in the basement. Well, our house, we found out later, was
tell them what we found, and then tell them what we found.
So I looked up and I saw this weird little stain in the ceiling, and I touched it, and the ceiling opened up, and in there I found 100-year-old bottle of chocolate liquor from the Superfine Liquor Company, and hidden in the ceiling. And it looked like there was like spaces for like many, many more hidden in the ceiling. And then we found out later that my house was in the 1920s a speakeasy in the basement, because it had a separate. Well, I always thought, why does our basement have a separate door that goes out the back into the alley? You know.
And it wasn't just the delivery; it was just weird because you could go up, you could go. It was weird, but if you went down, the whole basement had been set up to be a bar. It was like it wasn't like modern plumbing. It's not like someone had put the wet bar in there in the 70s.
Yeah.
It had that old, early 20th century iron plumbing. So it had been plumbed as a bar when it was built.
Yeah.
So and the funny part was that it was built by a very respectable rancher for his wife. That was his wife's winter home. When it got too cold out on the cattle ranch, she would come in, live in town, and have her parties. She would also host boarders there. So here's the weird. This is where it gets weird. So we're having fun with this. The dog has completely messed up the curtain. So we're having fun with this little ghost box, and we start asking it questions. Okay, So who's telling us, who's giving us this information? And we got 2 names out of that, Brad and Amanda. So we started digging into the history of this house. And turns out about that time, the local district DA, his name was Brad something or other, and his girlfriend, Amanda, both boarded in that house. It's like, oh.
So the DA lived in the speakeasy. So
it's probably why she didn't get into trouble.
Yeah.
Just saying. Anyway, and the funny thing after that is that they stuck around. They were there the whole entire time. We gave the Superfine Liquor Company bottle a place of prevalence on our mantle in the main room. And when we sold the house,
we left it there.
We left it there for them. But those 2 were with us the whole time. They were very friendly. They loved messing with the doorbell. It's like their favorite thing.
Yeah.
Messing with the doorbell, messing with the pets. I finally had it out with them. It's like, hey, look, knock it off, because I don't need to be coming down the stairs. You're messing with my dog. Please just chill out. But they were there the whole time.
Yeah. That house also had two secret rooms in it, behind bookcases and behind
weird spots,
closets. It was weird.
I
love that house though.
There was too much house. Anyway, it was fun. So
very cool.
So there's our crap app on the phone.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. I mean, even it is what it is, like sometimes things come through, but for the most part, like I don't trust phone apps, because there's so much stuff built into your phone with GPS coordinates and microphones picking up where you are, what you're saying, and half of this stuff is just so fake. And you're at a McDonald's, and all of a sudden this guy comes through and says McDonald's. Well, obviously because it knows that you're at McDonald's, because it sees it on the GPS, and you know what I mean. Like, it's just like I don't believe that crap. That's just But I've definitely heard some interesting things through an actual like Spirit Box radio doing Estes sessions and stuff, and 100% legit, and had conversations with beings and people and spirits. And again, that nobody should have known. There's no way that you could have had this information, yet here it is coming through, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I will look forward to meeting. Is it Miranda? Is
Mhm.
that her name?
Miranda Young. Yep.
Yep. I'll look forward to meeting her, and I will keep my criteria for authenticity close in my mind.
Or Angela. Yep.
Or Angela.
Yeah,
Angela.
Angela,
Yes.
yeah.
Sorry.
Miranda's Ghost Biker Explorations. So.
Okay.
She'll be
so-
at the VIP dinner and the Bigfooting because she's never gone Bigfooting, so she wants to do that. But she
that'll be fun.
she's driving up from Kentucky, Tennessee, and so she wanted to
Wow.
leave Sunday to get back because she runs a whole haunted town down there.
Wow.
Whoa.
Old like abandoned town, and you get to go through and investigate all these different buildings and stuff. And she's got a little museum and stuff down there, so she's pretty cool stuff.
Maybe we should buy an old haunted
Town. Yeah.
We've seen a few abandoned towns for sale
Yeah.
around the country. It's like,
Yeah.
that would be
There's one
fun.
here in Texas.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, you have got something happening in 30 minutes,
Yeah, I do.
correct? So we're going to need to wind this up so we can
Okay.
brew another pot of coffee.
Yeah. All right. So May 9th through the 11th at the Doubletree. Well, actually, it's just the 10th, right? At the Doubletree.
Just the 10th in Appleton there.
Yeah.
The Bigfoot hike is in Oconto County, Wisconsin, so it's about an hour and a half from the convention. That's all we're going to publicly say because of just location and stuff like that. But it's about an hour and a half from the actual convention itself. And then the paranormal stuff is just on the edge of Appleton, so not even a 5-10 minute drive from the hotel. So
Okay.
all right around Appleton.
All righty. So
Where can they find
Either.
him online?
yeah, where's all your stuff?
Wisconsin, spelled out the whole name, CAPS, Wisconsin CAPS, stands for Cryptids, Anomalies, and the Paranormal Society. And you can get your tickets to CapCon there. Click on CapCon. Otherwise, look for the big cheesy logo on the front page there, and we've branded well with the cheese there.
Yeah.
And all your social medias, you can find us at Wisconsin Caps on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and YouTube, as well as you can find me live every Monday and Thursday on the Untold Radio Network. I host 2 podcasts on there. Monday is all cryptids, and Thursday is all paranormal, weird, metaphysical. So
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us this evening, sir.
absolutely.
It's always a lot of fun
Thank
to
you
have
for
you
having
on.
me.
Yeah.
I look forward to having you on in a couple weeks on my show on Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will be there.
What is
All
that?
right.
As I don't know the date. I think it's in 2 weeks. The March 24th.
March 24th.
March 24th. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll be driving up from Texas.
Not quite then.
Not,
Not in March. Not
not
yet.
in March.
We
But
were
we'll-
actually planning on leaving Texas in March and winding around through Tennessee and Kentucky to come up there. And then we decided, no, we're just going to wait till the week before and make a straight shot.
Very good.
Yeah,
Hopefully your roads are all clear. You can pick up Miranda on the way.
there we go. All right.
All right.
Cool.
Well, it's time for us to close out. So thank you,
Thank you,
Barnaby.
Barnaby.
We'll see you again real soon.
Yes. Thanks for watching,
All
guys.
right. Just
Okay.
a reminder, you can go to Indiegogo, igg.me/@/Squatch Off and get your awesome packages of Squatch Off. Thank you to Lee, who's already purchased her family pack. And as always, this didn't quite fit, but maybe it did. Our job is to investigate the
Oops.
unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So please like, subscribe, share this video. Let's really get those YouTube algorithms going. And you keep watching.
And we'll keep squatching.
Now, go out and find Bigfoot. Bye.
That damn Sasquatch.
They're squashing, they're searching, they're cracking some jokes. It's Scott and Hannah, your